Good morning. Check that out right there. The NCAA tournament truly living up to the term nail biter, at least when it comes to the final game. It took overtime, but Virginia, they are national champions for the very first time. We'll have more on that in just a moment. Plus another shakeup at the White House. This time, it's one of the very people tasked with protecting the president.
And there's this. A girl is knocking down your idea of who Dorothy is from The Wizard of Oz. I'm Jabari Thomas.
And
It's a cool story.
It is a cool story?
Yeah,
I'm excited about it. I can't wait. With The Wizard of Oz?
Yeah.
You have the wrong shoes on for that. if you click those together, something will happen. Bright blue. Good morning. Thanks for waking up with us here on Brightside. We're going to get you in the know in just a minute. But first, let's get a check on traffic and weather. With Grant and Laura, guys. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
How was that for a Tuesday start?
Yeah.
Was that pretty?
That was fantastic.
Wasn't that good stuff?
If he clicks his shoes, I think he ends up at the beach because they're blue.
Thanks for saving me there.
Yeah.
Good start.
All right, guys, got some serious stuff to talk about. Some showers, even a couple of storms rolling in this morning. Some of these storms may be on the stronger side, so we'll be tracking as we go throughout our morning commute. Just a few very light showers moving into coastal Pinellas, Manatee, and Sarasota right now. So that early morning walk may have to be with a raincoat, and it may not happen at all with these showers producing a couple of thunderstorms as well. Temperatures, though, they're warm, mid-70s in St. Pete. Looking at that better chance of rain on the front end of the day. Still some rain in the forecast tomorrow. That full 7 days today.
Yeah, today may be the day to try to leave a little bit early if you can, just to be on the safe side here. We do have a couple of crashes to tell you about. None of them have a major road blockage, but one of them does have a crash with injuries. Starting in Dunedin, though, we have a crash at Edgewater Drive at Union Street. And then moving over to Waimama, we have a crash with injuries, US 301 at Bill Tucker. You're able to get by on 301, but just know that you're going to see emergency vehicles on scene.
All right, we want to make the most of the time you have with us this morning, so let's get you in the know, and let's do it right now. And we start this morning with what else? We start with some redemption. A little over a year ago, they lost to 16th seeded UMBC in the very first round of the tournament. They were a #1 seed. The Virginia Cavaliers are waking up this morning national champions if they went to bed. They beat Texas Tech 85-77. It took overtime. It was an absolute thriller at US Bank Stadium. The win also historic for Virginia. The school has not been in the Final Four since 1984. They've never made it to the finals, and they have never been national champions. Now check out what it looked like back on campus. This is in Charlottesville, Virginia. Students waking up on campus. They went absolutely wild. That's inside the arena on campus where they were watching it on the Jumbotron. They stormed the court. They went nuts. I promise you, at 5 a.m., the party there is still rocking and rolling. They've got a formal party on campus scheduled for Saturday. All right, let's switch gears right now. After almost 20 years, a Pasco County man who was just released from prison is behind bars again this morning. This is Randy Peterslidge. He was indicted on first-degree murder charges. He's accused of brutally beating Simon Clark to death in 2001 in Newport Richey. Detectives say witnesses were not willing to cooperate until just recently, but the victim's family says this is all bittersweet.
In one way, there's a potential for me to get some justice for my father, but on the other hand, there is the part of having to relive all of this all over again, and that's truly difficult.
Look at that mugshot. Wow. Peterslidge has a long rap sheet that includes grand theft and assault on a police officer. He was in federal prison serving time for felony possession of a firearm. Meantime, 2 Pasco County high school seniors were arrested and charged with sexual battery. Deputies say they've arrested a 17-year-old and 18-year-old Myron Bloom. They are accused of having sex with girls who were 15 and 16, and they filmed it.
It involved 2 girls who were impaired due to alcohol, did not give their consent, did not know they were being videotaped, and that was sent out to the public, which is very disturbing.
So as of right now, both those seniors have been suspended. They will most likely be expelled from school. The sheriff's office has not said how many students have that video right now. All right, let's go to the college admissions scandal. Actress Felicity Huffman all over the news on Monday. She, along with 12 other parents charged in the bribery scam, have agreed to plead guilty. On Monday, Huffman admitted that she gave Rick Singer $15,000 to try and up her daughter's SAT scores. In a statement, Huffman said that she felt deep regret and shame. Lori Loughlin, that's Aunt Becky, by the way, she has not agreed to plead guilty.
Her pleading guilty at this early stage shows that she does indeed have remorse. It was very, very smart.
Under federal sentencing guidelines, Huffman faced up to 20 years in prison if she was convicted, but according to the terms of her plea deal in Boston, prosecutors will reportedly only seek a 4 to 10-month sentence. We'll keep a close eye on that. Be interesting to see if she actually does go to prison. In Washington, Attorney General William Barr will face Congress today. The topic of discussion, not the Mueller report, but it will likely be asked anyway since lawmakers have been demanding its release, its full release. Barr is actually supposed to be on Capitol Hill discussing the budget. To politics now. President Trump made more changes this week at the Department of Homeland Security. So far, 5 senior officials have been purged as part of a plan orchestrated by presidential advisor and immigration hardliner Stephen Miller. Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen is the biggest name on the way out. Her final day on the job will be tomorrow, Wednesday. The head of the Secret Service has also been removed. His name, Tex Alice.
We're going to do whatever is necessary to build the border wall to stop this ongoing crisis of illegal immigration.
The President and the White House staff may like to treat hiring and firing in the administration as some kind of reality TV show or parlor game.
Customs and Border Protection Commissioner Kevin McLeod-Leland will now take over as acting DHS Secretary, in addition to Energy Secretary Rick Perry and former acting Attorney General Whit Whitaker. They could be in the running to replace Kirstjen Nielsen. We'll keep an eye on that. Rick Perry, the front runner right now. Let's go to Australia, where charges are not being filed against this teenager or this senator there. This is the scene. Take a look at your screens here. This played out after the Christchurch massacre. This video was everywhere. Basically, police gave this teenager a warning and said Senator Fraser Anning acted in self-defense after he was hit in the face with eggs when he was giving a speech. 17-year-old Will Connolly, he's now known as Egg Boy. He went after the senator shortly after the Christchurch mosque shootings. He had his phone. He recorded the whole thing. The senator then threw punches at him. No charges filed there. All right, let's go to the UK now, where Parliament just passed a law that theoretically blocks Brexit until the country can reach a deal with the European Union. That deal is deadlocked over how to handle a divided Ireland, but the clock is still ticking. The EU could decide to send the Brits packing on Friday with or without an organized exit plan. And space fans, listen up. We have to wait a little bit longer before that Falcon Heavy launch. SpaceX pushed the launch to tomorrow because of the rain that we had across parts of the state yesterday and today as well. The spacecraft is carrying a satellite that will provide television, internet, and phone service to the Middle East, Africa, and Europe. That launch now set for 6:35 p.m. That's when that window opens up tomorrow in Cape Canaveral. And it's mission complete for the third spacewalk in just 2.5 weeks. Astronauts Annie McClain and David St. Jacques finished the battery swap outs that began last month and laid some cable down as well. New cabling was needed to provide backup power to the robot arm on the International Space Station.
You know, I was actually watching that, and it takes a lot longer than like in movies, you know, where it's like they're open the door and they're in and that's it, and they take off the suit. It actually takes a lot longer. All right, good morning, beautiful people. Jabari here, and there's this. Cats pretty much do what they want, you know. Cats basically know what you're saying. Did you know that, Rob?
I didn't.
Yeah,
Dogs
cats can understand, yeah. Well, Japanese scientists found that cats can recognize words, including their name, even if they don't understand their names.
I mean,
like, you know, like hey Fifi.
Like, hey Mittens, come here?
Yeah.
Is that really a report?
That is a report.
That
Yeah.
cats can recognize their name?
Yeah, just like dogs, I guess. I mean, I can believe that. I mean, these animals are smart.
Of course they recognize their name. They all, a bear at the zoo recognizes his name.
Yeah.
You know?
I think this is pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
But I guess
I don't know
it's
if
now.
we needed, I don't know if we needed people to look into that. I think
I know. I mean, it's
probably,
official.
I mean, am I right here? I probably could have just confirmed that. Yes, they know their names.
It's official.
This just in, they know their names. Yep.
to this Wizard of Oz story I was talking about, for Erin Bishop, there's no place like home, and what is home is on the stage for her. Now check this out. Erin, she's in a wheelchair and because of a genetic disorder called brittle bone disease. Since the age of 3, Erin has had 10 surgeries and over 100 broken bones. But look at her. It's not slowing her down. She's on stage playing the lead as Dorothy. This girl is in New Jersey. And that dog that you see right there is Gage. And she or he played Toto.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah,
That's
so that
really
works
cool.
out.
Yeah.
And can you imagine living a full life with all of your organs in the wrong place? Yeah, this is a thing, actually. Rosemary Bentley died at 99. Now her body belongs to science. She's lived with this rare condition where most of her organs were reversed. Yeah, so most people with her condition, believe it or not, don't live past the age of 5, but she made it to
99, almost 100 years old.
Yeah.
It's amazing what the human body can do.
I know there are so many things that could go wrong. You know, it's just amazing, like reversed organs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's that resilient.
Yeah.
Wow.
But she made it.
A miracle.
Full life, yeah. All right, Rob.
All right. Tuesday morning, 10 News Brightside. When we return, the Bolts record-setting season was amazing. But how good were they? Good morning. Welcome back to Brightside. Happy Tuesday morning. April the 9th is the date. Things getting organized over there at Amalie Arena. Puck drops tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Columbus Blue Jackets. Tampa Bay Lightning round 1 of the playoffs. Starts tomorrow. Hopefully it ends in June with the Lightning hoisting their second Stanley Cup ever. Haven't won since 2004. Making headlines on this Tuesday morning, there is a pretrial hearing today for Xavier Whitehead. He's accused of killing 3 people last November in a Hillsborough County home, then setting that house on fire. That hearing will start at 10 o'clock this morning. 10 News will be there. Manatee County is honoring victims of crimes for National Crime Victims' Rights Week. There will be a dove release at the Bradenton Child Protective Investigations building, speeches, as well as a candlelight ceremony that takes place outside. A documentary shot by local students will be shown at the Sarasota Film Festival tonight. It's called Into the Storm, and it shows how Booker High School was closed in the 1960s as part of desegregation. It'll be seen through the eyes of the basketball team there. Grant, I had some time off last week. You were out yesterday. It's a great time to be a Tampa Bay sports fan right now. The Rays won again yesterday. Yeah, they're 8-3. They're in first place. The Red Sox are in last place.
Well,
what a difference a year makes.
I know, right? Yeah. But then again, you know, look, it's early in the season.
It's early.
You know, I mean, it's easy to get really excited.
Yeah.
The Rays do look great, though. You're right. It's
2 o'clock game today.
I'm not quick, though, to get too excited.
Oh, come on, hop on the wagon with me.
We got it. Steady as the course, right?
Yeah.
We got to keep going. But the boys look good for sure. And then, of course, you know, the Bolts as well. All right, guys, let's look out here. Speaking of Bolts, we've got some storms rolling in. 76 degrees right now in Tampa. Dew point of 72. So higher dew point. Your relative humidity is high this morning. You could almost feel that the rain is about to arrive. Now, when you get those dew points in the low 70s, that's when you really start to feel that humidity. We like to say that it's kind of in that oppressive range, the uncomfortable to oppressive. The humidity is high. But the one saving grace this morning is there is a little bit of a wind to go along with our morning. A bit breezy along the coast from Sarasota down to Venice. Sustained winds at 14 miles per hour. Just check conditions along the Skyway. Skyway Pier reporting wind gusts near 20 miles per hour. So it will be a bit breezy as you travel across the Sunshine Skyway this morning. Those wind speeds will increase as we head throughout the day today. Temperatures, though, low to mid 70s in most spots. And, of course, showers beginning to roll in from Longboat Key up to Madeira Beach, finding just a very few light sprinkles. Obviously, that rain intensity will pick up over the next hour or so as those showers move in from the south and west. Big picture, we are finding showers and storms back trailing through the eastern Gulf, the cold front trailing even farther. I do expect more showers and storms to develop immediately east of this cold front as we go through the second half of our morning toward midday. So this rain that we're finding now, that's not the last of it. We will see more showers and storms throughout the day today. Severe weather more likely from eastern Georgia into the Carolinas. We're in that marginal threat for severe weather today. So on a scale of 0 to 5, that's a 1. So it's relatively low. Strong winds would be the primary concern if we do see some of those stronger storms develop, and with those we might see some small hail as well. Here's the timing of the Futurecast as we go throughout our day. We'll likely see those scattered showers. I do think Futurecast is having a hard time resolving where the rain is going to be. Overall, I do think the better chance of rain is going to be now through around 1 or 2 o'clock this afternoon. As we go into the afternoon hours, we will find spotty showers, maybe a few isolated storms. The greater threat for storms later this afternoon will be out on the East Coast. Overnight tonight, mostly cloudy skies, maybe an isolated shower or two. It's a 30% chance of rain overnight as opposed to our 70% chance of rain through the first half of today. And then tomorrow, we'll keep a 20% chance for a few isolated showers around, but overall clearing conditions through tomorrow afternoon. 81 degrees today. Storms rolling in as we go throughout the morning. Scattered storms then this afternoon as well. Here's your 7-day forecast. After tomorrow, we're rain-free through the weekend. The heat's back, though, upper 80s by Sunday.
Yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on the roads, too, as that weather moves in as well. But, you just heard Grant talk about the wind gusts on the Sunshine Skyway. We don't quite have a travel advisory yet, but we do have reports of wind gusts there. So it is popping up on some of our maps here. So just use extra caution. Bridge is open to all drivers. It's going to take you about 10 minutes to cross. And it looks pretty nice right now, but we do see some of those clouds beginning to come in here. It looks like just in the distance there. All right, so checking in on our other Bay Area bridges. The Courtney Campbell into Tampa is at 10 minutes. Howard Frankland is at 6, and the Gandy is at 6 minutes. But it looks like it's a little slow heading westbound on the Gandy, up to 10 minutes where it's slow as you're coming over into Pinellas from the Tampa side. So we'll watch this. We don't have reports of a crash, but we do have a lot of ongoing construction there where it's down to 1 lane early in the morning, but we will continue to watch that. So good news, McMullen Booth Road in Pinellas County back open. They were ahead of schedule. It was not scheduled to open until today, but they were able to get that roadway reopened after making repairs and upgrades to the CSX railroad areas and that. So very nice. Good news for you if that's a common area that you take, and also if you drive US 19, because drivers were diverted to US 19. And checking in on I-4 here, I-75. Remember yesterday how busy it was because of the delay in reopening the lanes from the overnight lane closures. It is looking good. That eastbound drive from 275 over to the Polk Parkway, it's only taking you 22 minutes, so nothing is going to slow you down there. Now we do have a crash. It is still on our maps here, and looks like yep, it's still there. Okay, so US 301 at Bill Tucker Road. This was a crash with injuries, but I think it should be pretty close to being in the clearing stages here because it has been on a map for about 45 minutes or so. Real quick look at our drive times. 275 southbound from 75 to I-4, 16 minutes. And if you're heading from the Howard Franklin to I-4, it is taking you 5 minutes.
All right, so it is the Lightning and the Blue Jackets in the first round of the NHL playoffs Wednesday night at Amalie Arena. But before we start looking forward, we've really got to take a minute to appreciate just how ridiculous the 2018-2019 Lightning season really was. The Bolts tied an NHL record with 62 wins. The only other team ever to do that, the 1995-96 Detroit Red Wings. The captain of that team was the very same guy who built this team, Steve Yzerman. He is a Hall of Famer, and he's the former general manager of the Tampa Bay Lightning. That team was really good. Get this, they had 3 30-goal scorers on that mid-90s Red Wings team. Sergei Fedorov leading all goal scorers with 39. But the Bolts, they might be better. They've got 3 40-goal scorers this year, of course, with Steven Stamkos leading the pack with 45 goals. Now, get this. We've heard a lot about how similar these teams actually are. But don't forget, that Red Wings team never made it to the Stanley Cup Finals. They certainly didn't win it. They lost in the conference finals to the Colorado Avalanche in 6 games. All right, but if the Bolts do win the Cup in June, they might just go down as the greatest team in NHL history. They might. Ryan Bass has more on that in Brightside Sports.
From choke job to champs. A year ago, Virginia was the first #1 seed in NCAA history to lose to a 16 seed in the NCAA tournament. Last night, celebrating under the confetti. Cavaliers, the 4th squad to win a title a year after being bounced in the round of 64. What a game last night in Indianapolis. What do you say we swap out confetti for, Coors Light out of the cup, in a couple of months? I think that'd be fun, and I'd love to watch the Lightning do that. 62 wins and a President's Trophy this year, but they got to finish the job. Shouldn't have a tough time with Columbus in the opening round of the playoffs. But as John Cooper will tell you, once the postseason does start, anything goes.
Playoff series, there's health, there's matchups, there's so many different things that go into them. But have you prepared yourself for this moment? And we feel we have. Where we take this from here, that's the unwritten part of this story.
Let's hope it's a storybook ending. Bulls should get defenseman Victor Hedman back for Game 1, a full participant at practice yesterday for the first time since suffering that upper body injury against Washington. Coop saying it was encouraging to see Heddy on the ice. He's likely going to be a game-time decision on Wednesday. And that is when we have Game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Here is the schedule. Tomorrow, Bolts hit the ice. Game 2 Friday night at Amalie. Then they hit the road. Games 3 and 4, Columbus, 5, 6, and 7 if necessary. Let's hope it's not. will follow as well, guys.
Oh, I love it. And a Friday night game, too. How about that?
Yeah.
All right, we had the 10 News Bracket Challenge here at the station. Everybody here at 10 News took part. As of this morning, and I don't know if these numbers have been totally updated, but I think I won the whole station. 105 points.
Station?
I think I won the whole station. I'm in first place right now. It was me and one of our behind-the-scenes guys.
Can anybody confirm
Eric
that?
Burks.
Anybody
Yeah,
here
I think
able to
I
confirm that.
think
Did
I
Rob
won
win the whole station? The
Can you believe that?
whole thing.
I think that's me. I won Brightside, definitely. Great. You were one of the lead horses there for a while, but I
Yeah,
don't know
the first round I was winning. right before all the games started, I was in first place.
And then Sean Stryker, they call him Pick'em on the streets of Philadelphia. Sean Stryker, he can really pick 'em.
Pick'em Stryker.
They call him Pick'em Stryker. So that was a lot of fun. I hope we do that again next year. That was a good time. Yeah. All right, when we come back this morning, you have just 6 days left until taxes are due. If you haven't started, Jenny Dean's got some last-minute tips for you. Stay with us.
Looks beautiful. This is downtown St. Pete at Benoit Park. Does look like the holidays, doesn't it? A couple of raindrops coming down there. Getting a report from our photographer this morning. A few sprinkles arriving. It'll be more than just a sprinkle here relatively shortly. Your morning is going to be a wet one, guys. Tracking those widespread showers and storms moving in from the Gulf of Mexico. Showers and storms this morning, and we'll likely have more rain in the forecast this afternoon.
Yeah, today is the day to leave early if you can. Right now, looking at our crash maps, we're popping up crash free. So we don't have anything major that should slow you down as you head into work this morning. So we'll take a look at some of those drive times for the major routes in just a few minutes.
All right, Laura, and how about this? Love Beyond the Bars, who the accused Marjorie Stoneman Douglas shooter is apparently falling in love with. Plus, we're approaching that time of year when wildlife encounters are becoming a little bit more frequent. Talking about gators. Alligators. Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It is 5:30 on your April the 9th.
Yeah.
Already.
Hard to believe. I know.
April showers bring May flowers.
That's what they say.
Could happen today.
Yeah.
And alligators, apparently. I'm Rob Finnerty.
The bright side starts right now.
We need a different saying for us in Florida, like just showers brings flowers. Because I mean, any time of the year it rains, right? I mean, it's not just in April.
And flowers can bloom.
And pollen comes too. Guys, we do have some showers out there this morning to show you that radar once again. Light sprinkles beginning to move in along the coast. We'll find more widespread showers with more intense rainfall as we go through the next couple of hours, most of which is going to stay to the south. You can see the trend there with a lot of those yellows and oranges drifting more to the east, whereas a lot of the green, the light to moderate rainfall is tracking to the north and east. So St. Petersburg, you're seeing a couple of light showers right now. Madeira Beach seeing the rain as well. Longboat Key, Sarasota, you guys as well. Everybody getting a little bit of rainfall starting to move in this morning. There's a closer look. Skyway a bit breezy as well. So not only will you find some raindrops on your windshield as you drive across the bridge this morning, a bit gusty, wind gusts up around 20 to 25 miles per hour lower. So right now it seems like the weather is okay for driving, but it probably goes downhill over the next hour.
And the timing's not great because unfortunately in the next hour or so, that's when our volume really begins to pick up too. So we'll keep a close eye on the roads and the weather for you this morning. Taking a live look though, I-275, look right around I-4 downtown Tampa. Both of those roadways are moving along great. All of our majors are in the green still, so your drive time on 275, making that southbound drive from the Apex at 75 to get to I-4, it's only taking you right at about 14 minutes. So very nice drive this morning. And checking on 275 in Pinellas County, it does look like we have some rain falling on the road, and the roads do look wet. So this is just a reminder to drive safely, reduce those speeds, increase the amount of space between your car and the car ahead of you. But right now the drive time at last check was 9 minutes between the Skyway to get to Gandy Boulevard. So again, everything is moving in the green. Want to check in on those expressways for you. The Veterans Expressway from Van Dyke to Tampa International Airport is at 13 minutes, and the Selman Expressway westbound from 75 to downtown is taking you 10 minutes. Rob?
All right, Laura, Monday, another long day in the John Johnchuk trial with more testimony from expert witnesses. Yesterday, the prosecution set out to refute the defense's claims that Johnchuk was insane when he threw his daughter Phoebe off the Dick Meisner Bridge back in 2015. Dr. Peter Burston took the stand for the state Monday. He's a psychologist who reviewed police and medical reports and talked to Johnchuk's family members. He described Johnchuk as angry, manipulative, and jealous, and told them stories about Johnchuk fighting as a child, defrauding his own mother, cashing false checks, and using his daughter Phoebe's Social Security money to buy drugs. Dr. Burston also revealed something Johnchuk allegedly said days before he killed his daughter.
She told me that the night before, she and Phoebe were playing together. She described it as a very nice, interactive play. And she felt that Mr. John Chuck was very jealous of their relationship. She told me that right around that time, might have not been that night, but she said that Mr. John Chuck had said to her, "No, everybody cares about the baby, no one cares about me."
Dr. Burston told the jury these examples are relevant because they show poor emotional control, and when things don't go John Chuck's way, he acts aggressively. John Chuck's lawyers called Dr. Burston's testimony a, quote, character assassination. There's been a lot of back and forth between the lawyers about this testimony. Ultimately, the jury was sent home yesterday around 3:30 in the afternoon so the judge could then determine what part of Burston's testimony will be used moving forward. We'll keep a close eye on that. That trial will start again at 10 o'clock this morning. 10 News will be there in the courtroom. We'll be there until we get a verdict in this case. We're also going to be streaming this as we do every day in real time on our 10 News Facebook page. A lot of people commenting on that and sharing it as well. Also this morning, we're getting into the mind of the accused Parkland school shooter. Get this, letters that he wrote were released by the Broward State Attorney's Office this week, and they are interesting to say the least. Carrie Codd has more on what's in those letters.
Childlike drawings, simple language, and misspellings mark a series of letters that confessed killer Nikolas Cruz wrote in late 2018. A source tells CBS 4 News the letters were seized from Cruz's cell by authorities after his run-in with a detention deputy last year. Broward prosecutors released them Monday. Most of the letters are written to a woman who a source says is from Europe and has developed an interest in the Parkland tragedy. In one of the letters, Cruz talks about the death penalty. "A part of me is wishing to end," he wrote, "end with the death penalty, letting someone inject me with long-last sleep. It's kind of what I want, but I'm unsure of myself, so I'm just letting people save me from myself, saving me from something that I can never return from." Cruz admits that he was a bad kid in school. "When I was 13, I started acting out more often in school. I used to pull the fire alarms, bully teachers, and break stuff, like I kicked in a window because the kids wouldn't let me in. And I poured ice cream all over the floors in 7th grade on my teacher's birthday. It was funny." And Cruz talked about his mother and how he felt lonely and isolated with her. "I loved my mom, don't get me wrong. She bought me my first pellet gun when I was 15 and bought me video games when I was young." Cruz never discussed the violence and death he inflicted on the Parkland community in February 2018. Instead, he asked the woman he's writing to marry him. And he also asked her, "Do you want children?" "I really want children. I want 3 boys and girls, maybe more." Laugh out loud. The boys' names will be Kalashnikov, Markov, Remington. Those are makes and models of guns, although it appears he meant Makarov, not Markov. Cruz rambled through many topics and stories, but also appeared lucid and to know right from wrong. Cruz appeared resigned to the fact that he's going to spend his life in jail, but he does dream of getting out. He told the woman he'd live outdoors, and he asked the woman he's writing to if she would allow him to have a weapon. He wrote, "Would you be okay with me getting a crossbow if I lived with you? It will only be used for sporting and hunting, that's all."
Well, prosecutors are seeking the death penalty against the accused shooter, but defense attorneys say he will plead guilty in exchange for a life sentence. As for the MSD Public Safety Commission, they are meeting today and tomorrow in South Florida. They're going to be getting updates on the recommendations as well as the procedures put in place since that shooting.
What the Florida?
Yeah, What the Florida is right, and we said it at the top of the hour here. It's a real Florida story here, especially this time of year. A 9-foot, 300-pound alligator pulled from a South Florida pool. How many times have we seen this? The homeowner called for help, and a trapper came out to get the pool, you know, more ready for human swimmers. Experts say it's gator mating season, so the gators are they're venturing out of their territories, looking for tail mates.
Yeah.
So just be careful when you before you dive in. Always look before you dive here in Florida. That's a good general rule.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Even swimming pools, huh?
That is a good general rule.
Now, do snakes get in swimming pools as well?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. All kinds of animals end up in swimming pools here.
Down here, and it's funny because apparently there's a fence around this pool, and the gator.
Yeah, I saw that. I was wondering, how did the alligator get in to the yard?
They don't climb fences, do they? I mean,
wasn't there a story though a while back of a gator climbing a fence somewhere in Florida?
Sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
There are definitely more gators here than Louisiana, I think.
Probably.
Yeah. The Everglades versus the Bayou.
Yeah.
Got the Florida Gators, you know, like the school.
Oh, the team.
Yeah, there's that as well.
My high school mascot was a gator.
All All right, wow, we stretched that out, didn't we?
Yeah, we're off the rails, way
I haven't
off.
gotten a rap in my ear yet, so I'm like, we just keep going on and on here. There she goes. All right, 5:38 is the time. When Brightside comes back, if singers are considered role models, should rappers be included or excluded from the role? Oh boy, it is a good time to be a Tampa Bay sports fan. Welcome back to Brightside. It is Tuesday, April the 9th. The Lightning will kick off the 2019 playoffs tomorrow night, 7 o'clock puck drop. Blue Jackets, Bolts at Emily. By the way, Jabari, the Rays 5-1 win yesterday over the White Sox. They've got another game today at 2. They are 8-3 on the season and in first place. Welcome to Tampa. How about that?
Welcome to Tampa. All right. All right. Happy Tuesday to you. Let's talk about some things that are trending right now. Allison Mack, who starred in the TV show Smashville, pled guilty to racketeering charges Monday, just before federal jury selection was scheduled to begin. Now, prosecutors accuse Mack of helping a New York man recruit women to his cult, where they were branded and used as sex slaves. Now, from rap star to role model. Doesn't she look like an oyster? I love this. Okay, anyway. That's how one teen views Cardi B. She wants Cardi to be herself, but remember everyone who's watching her.
People told me, oh, Cardi is not entitled to be a role model. I absolutely disagree, because people will look up to you whether you like it or not.
All right, 18-year-old Kendria Wood spoke to our social media anchor, Aubrey Jackson, about her stance on wanting Cardi B to share positive content instead, mostly sexual.
She's great. It's just the stuff that she posts and like the message that she sent to little girls is not okay.
Now, in response to the role model discussion, Cardi B tweeted, "For the past 2 years, I've been watching what I say and I haven't been myself." Now, to see her full interview, visit WTSP.com. All right, and now to all of the Beehive folks out there, in 8 days, Queen Bee, Beyonce, will indeed release her homecoming documentary on Netflix. People have been talking about this and weren't quite sure if she was really going to come out with one. Well, Netflix tweeted this out Sunday, and it really got the bees buzzing out there, because when they dropped her 90-second trailer for the documentary, it was quickly retweeted and retweeted and retweeted and viewed nearly 2 million times. Now, I must add, her trailer was voiced by Maya Angelou, and trust me, I will be watching this. All the single ladies. Grant.
Checking some showers out there this morning, guys. Rain moving in along the coast, and it's just light showers right now, but obviously with the yellows and the oranges following back to the south and west, we'll see a little bit heavier rainfall in about an hour, hour and a half or so. So tracking those showers a little bit closer to the immediate Bay areas where we've got some light rain moving in through the Bay. Southern Pinellas County, St. Pete up until around Pinellas Park, getting some rain. Tarpon Springs, you may see a sprinkle here relatively shortly. Nothing hitting the ground quite yet, but you'll see that rain arrive. Everybody has at least a 70% chance for those widespread showers across the area today. Big picture shows you most of the thunderstorm activity staying to the south right now, but I think as we go through the second half of the morning into the lunchtime hours, the trailing cold front will begin to produce more showers and storms behind the rain that we're seeing right now. So we'll see several rounds of rain today. Best to keep the raincoat around, or at least the umbrella. Have it in the back of your car today. Now, I will say this. There is a chance for severe weather today with this system, but it looks to be more through eastern Georgia and into the Carolinas. We have a marginal risk for severe weather. This is put out by the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma. And this marginal risk, basically on the scale of 0 to 5, it's a 1, so it's very small for that threat for severe weather. If we see a couple of stronger storms, we would likely just see some stronger winds, maybe the possibility of some small hail. Now, I will tell you, Futurecast and the forecast models are having a hard time resolving this. You see at 7 o'clock, it's not putting any rain over our area. So I think it's a little bit off with this forecast today. Overall, what I expect to happen is we see this round of rain that's moving through right now, and then we'll see more scattered showers and storms develop through midday. Futurecast, I think, is still missing some of this. I think we could see a few more of these showers and storms develop through early afternoon hours. But into the overnight, what we'll be watching is some upper-level energy trailing behind this front. And I think we do see something similar to this with an isolated shower here or there. It's a 30% chance of rain tonight, with a 30% chance for a few spotty showers developing with a mix of sun and clouds tomorrow. So we don't completely get rid of the rain tomorrow, but we will see a few pockets of sunshine with a couple of isolated showers as well. So plan on rain throughout the day today. Already finding some raindrops on the camera in downtown Tampa. Temperatures at 75 degrees. It's muggy. If you're not getting the rain, it definitely feels like it's going to rain. A bit breezy as well. Wind speeds coming out of the south-southwest anywhere between 10 to 15 miles per hour. Temperatures around the rest of the region generally in the low and mid 70s. 81 degrees this afternoon with those scattered showers and storms. Best chance of rain, I think, will be through later this morning into the first half of this afternoon, and then just a few spotty showers and isolated storms later on this evening with an isolated shower into the day tomorrow as well. After that, the rest of the week looks great. Mid-80s Thursday, Friday, sunshine. This weekend, hot again with highs in the upper 80s.
All right, it is 5:47, and Grant and you've been talking about the wind gusts on the Sunshine Skyway this morning. Here's a live look here. You can definitely tell it's windy because you're just looking at the water here, and the roads are wet. So please leave early today if you can, and reduce the speeds, increase the amount of space between your car and the car ahead of you because we want you to arrive to work and school on time today. Right now, though, even though we do have wind gusts on the bridge, it's open to all vehicles, and it's not slowing things down. It's still only taking you 10 minutes to make that drive across the bridge. And you can see the area, the road weather hazards maps. We are starting to see that rain falling. Our traffic maps work off that same system that Grant is using, so what he's seeing is what we're seeing as well. So we're going to keep an eye on this for you this morning, but obviously you see 275 there in Pinellas County in the green in terms of, well, it's in the green in terms of speeds, but also because we're seeing rain falling. This is right around 54th Avenue. So your drive time right now between the Skyway to get to the Howard Frankland is 13 minutes, and it's also 13 minutes as you're heading in the southbound direction as well. Now, since we're in Pinellas County here, just want to let you know McMullen Booth Road, it is back open. They were ahead of schedule, so good news there for those of you who have to travel to McMullen Booth or even US 19 because that was a major alternate route for a lot of people. Want to do a quick check-in on our crash maps. We're not seeing anything right now, although we are seeing some slower speeds on the Tampa side of the Gandy. That is just because the lanes are down to 1 in that area for ongoing construction, but that should be clearing up here pretty soon. Checking in on US 19, just a little bit slow. Your drive time 10 minutes from alternate 19 to Tampa Road, but it's back in the green, continuing on to Gulf to Bay where it will take you 8 minutes. And US 41 also a bit slow here, so that southbound drive from Selman Expressway to College Avenue is 25 minutes, and it's 25 minutes in the opposite direction. Rob?
All right, Laura, tax day, believe it or not, just 1 week away, 6 days from today. And as always, people are going to wait until the last minute to do their taxes. If that's you, Brightside's Jenny Dean talked to a certified financial planner about some of the things that you can do to save you some money.
Whether you hire a certified public accountant or you use a tax prep professional, or maybe you do your taxes yourself, whatever it is, it's time to get them done. But if you think you're going to owe, there is still time to do some things that can seriously help you out.
And of course, you're going to be under the gun to get this done.
James DiVirgilio is a fiduciary investor and financial planner. He breaks down the 3 things you need to do now. First, max out that retirement savings by investing the maximum $5,500 into an IRA or a Roth.
If you give to an IRA, this will give you a tax benefit for the year 2018. If you give to a Roth, you will not get a tax benefit until you retire and take the money out. But this is the first and most important thing you should do strategy-wise to maximize your 2018 tax year.
Second, if you have a high deductible health insurance plan, use an HSA or health savings account. It's tax deductible, and when you take that money out, it's also tax-free.
So this is a way, much like the IRA, to save money on your taxes for 2018. If you used both of these, you could give more than $10,000. That would greatly limit your tax bill. So 2 very effective strategies to reduce your current tax bill.
Finally, if you think your taxes are going to be complicated, talk to a CPA, a certified public accountant, and then get a certified financial planner.
As financial planning deals with these 2 things, CPAs oftentimes are reactionary. They're going to take what you have and they're going to do something based upon what they see, whereas a financial planner is going to be proactive or strategic to decide what's best to maximize your tax benefit.
Finally, most tax professionals will tell you you don't want to get a big tax refund. Your goal should be to break even at tax time each year. If you do get a refund, it means you've given the government a no-interest loan, and that money could have been in your pocket helping you all year long.
All right, thank you, Jenny. We've got those tips listed on our website, WTSP.com. When we come back, have you ever wanted to see Earth without leaving Earth?
Well, New York City has many things, and now it includes a live stream of our planet. Yeah, a Chilean artist created the 20-foot tall LED screen that shows a live streaming picture of Earth. Now, the exhibit is called Blue Marble and pays homage to the moon landing, which was 50 years ago. So if you're ever in New York City, go check it out. It's on the Lower East Side. And if you can't make it out to this, there's another way you can see this locally. Just if you want to see Earth, just walk outside.
Yeah, I set you up for that one. So you really got to hang out and look at this thing for a while to see anything, though.
Yeah.
Kind of, you know, things happen
It's
slowly.
still pretty cool, though.
Yeah. Things happen
Earth from a different perspective.
kind of slowly. All right, let's get some headlines to you on this Tuesday morning. The shakeup continues at the Department of Homeland Security. DHS Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen resigning on Sunday, and now 4 other senior officials are also leaving, including the director of the Secret Service. The changes come after President Trump promised a tougher stance on immigration and border control. And Felicity Huffman in Boston apologizing for her role in the college admissions scandal. The actress was one of 33 parents accused of paying a consultant thousands of dollars to get their kids into prestigious colleges. Yesterday, Huffman and 12 others agreed to plead guilty to fraud and conspiracy charges. Prosecutors are reportedly recommending she serve less than a year in prison. We will keep a close eye on that. She could have gotten 20 years in jail if she was found guilty. And college basketball's got a new champion. It took overtime, but the University of Virginia held on to beat Texas Tech 85-77, the final. Amazing. But a year ago, they were the first #1 seed to lose to a number 16 seed, UMBC, in round 1 of last year's tournament. Now that will be a footnote in history. They are champions a year
I feel
later.
like they were playing us. They're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, we lost last year in the first round. You
But
know?
just wait. Just wait till next year.
And they just run it.
Yeah.
Not without some close games, though. You know, a little bit of controversy along the way.
Yeah.
A couple of overtimes here or there, but
They did it.
there's a chance.
Virginia.
How cool for those students, though, to be a student when your school is.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And that's what you're looking at. That was their arena on campus there. Everyone going crazy. It's 6 in the morning there, so they're going nuts there still right now. I bet.
They're going hard, no doubt,
Yeah.
guys. Rain moving in this morning. A couple of light showers hitting the coast right now. We'll find heavier rain as we go through the next couple of hours. This isn't the last of our rain that we'll see today. We'll see this first round of rain, and then we'll see some scattered showers and storms once again through early afternoon hours. 81, those are high this afternoon.
All right, it's an umbrella day for sure. We'll check in with Grant coming up in just a couple minutes. Stay with us. Brightside continues at 6.